Here's another video about my experiences in court. Now, when you go to court, you ought to be treated fairly for one, and with some respect for two, because a court's about the most formal theatre within which you can play a role, and there are indeed certain protocols, and you have to obey them. At one point, I was corrected because I didn't know that it was against protocol, but I called someone by their first name. And after being corrected, from that point on, I called them, Mr. This or Mrs. That. And that was fine. My correct title is Doctor, and they kept calling me Mr. Lane. I corrected the court many times, and they kept on calling me Mr. Lane. And eventually, the following exchange occurred. Let's have a listen.
Has Mr. Lane been shown this?
I don't think Mr. Lane has been shown this.
No, Dr. Lane hasn't been shown this.
No, Mr. Lane hasn't been shown.
What's your qualification?
I have a PhD, correct title is Doctor.
Yes, all right. PhD from where?
So, the male voice there was Paul Turner, and you would have heard him call me Mr. Lane immediately after I corrected the record to Dr. Lane. Why? Because he just wanted to insult me in the courtroom and disrespect me right there in front of the entire court. Now, this is in court. I don't care that much if you were to do that out on the street or in the pub or wherever. So be it. But in court, you don't do that. And this is a very senior public prosecutor just arrogantly insulting someone and deliberately calling them by the incorrect title. And he knows that I'm a scientist and everything. And as I said, the court had been reminded multiple times by me up until that point. And that's why there's a slight tone of impatience in my voice there. So there you go, Paul Turner, just disgraceful conduct in court. And I think it is disgraceful. I don't think that's too strong of a word at all. As I said, I did the right thing when I was asked, and I called the magistrate Your Honour as well. I didn't, go around insulting people, disrespecting people like that in the court. Why am I the one who has to explain this to them? And as for the magistrate, well, where I got my PhD is really none of her business. I didn't ask her where she got her fucking law degree. She's acting inappropriately as well, and she was continually calling me Mr. Lane after being corrected. So, anyway, that's what you can expect when you go to court. If you're a nobody like me and they don't like you, you also might have caught on there that there was a video that was about to be shown, and Paul Turner was asked if he'd show me that video. Why did the magistrate ask that? Because in court there's a general principle that if you're going to show an evidentiary video, you share it with the other side first so that they can prepare a response. And did Paul Turner show me or give me a copy of that video in advance? No. I still actually don't have a copy of it. So again, treating me with disrespect. I think that's actually breaking a rule as well. I think that's more than protocol. I think you really are meant to give them the evidence, but it's certainly breaking protocols not to. And guess what? The video was edited, and I was unprepared for how they edited it. And had I seen that video in advance and had time to, review it and collect my thoughts, I could have, in real time in court, done a better job at defending myself after seeing that video, because that video was doctored. It was edited. It was edited to remove parts that made me look like a reasonable person. So, the disgraceful conduct that you can expect if you're going to be prosecuted by Paul Turner. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Do you know what the good news is? I've got over 3 hours of court recordings to pass. Isn't that interesting?